This is the Happy Families podcast with Dr. Justin Coulson. We are Luke and Susie, and this is the podcast for time-poor parents who just want answers now.
Dr. Justin Coulson is in the house, and we're going to be talking about probably one of the most common problems across families in our country.
Unfortunately, though, Suze, we don't have time for this.
That's the problem. That's what we're discussing.
Time-poor families.
Time-poor families.
And is it an excuse, or is it a reality of what our life is like right now?
This is the question that's come in for you to answer for us today, Justin. We're a time-poor family. What is the single most effective activity or habit we can create as a family to make sure we stay close? Great question.
Single most.
Single most.
That feels so unfair. When have I ever just had one idea?
Yeah. Well, and that's it. You get one idea, Justin, and we're only going to do one idea.
So let me ask you guys. I mean, you're a husband and wife radio team. You work from home. You've got three boys, but you've got so much going on in your lives. And working from home really does complicate it.
Yeah.
What would you say is the single most useful thing that you've...
Dinner at the table.
Survival. Yeah, no, I'll go with you. Dinner at the table.
Look, that's a cop-out.
Yeah. No, because as soon as she said
Let's go on for the joke.
Yeah.
And then, easy answer, I'll just go with what Susie says.
Right. What she said.
Best thing for time-poor parents,
there's
follow the
two
wife.
there's two things that we have implemented over a period of time. One has been dinner at the table, and then we ask, two things that happen from your day. So there's no bullet point, there's no dismissal or something that we already know. They have to actually reveal two things that other people that we didn't know and give an explanation for it. So we actually have this time where we engage and know each other's world. And I think the other thing that, because there's a lot of travel that comes into what I do, and we've just done this recently, so this is a less of a daily thing and more of a big picture thing, that all of the frequent flyer points that I get from that go back to activities with our family. So I just took one of our sons on a weekend away, paid for with the accommodation and the flights by the frequent flyer points. So even though they lost by not having dad around because of those flights, they get him back because of what it buys for them.
That's because we have sons, so it's a father-son specific thing.
Yeah.
But you can do a daddy-daughter thing as well.
Totally.
But for us, that's it. So it was just it cost them to not have me home, so they get the bonus and how that gets spent to use it.
Are you going to cop out now and steal one of our answers? I just want to know.
Well,
am I a parenting expert now?
Now that you mention it, well, my plan was to discover that the foundation that every parent gives me when they're talking about this is the same. And you've highlighted it, whether it's time away with the kids or time at the table. Yeah. Kids spell love Time.
Yeah.
And hurry up is the enemy of love. It's the enemy of time. We don't have time. Hurry up is the enemy. So what you've highlighted is just the importance, the value of Time. I say it all the time, just like dollars are the currency of our economy, attention is the currency of our relationships. Every family is going to do it differently, but there's a word that I would put next to time to highlight just how important this is, and that is intention. If we can approach our opportunities to engage with our children, with our families intentionally, we're going to get so much more out of that time together. So time at the table might mean screen-free, so that we're talking about, in our family, because we've got 6 daughters, it's sunshine, storm clouds and rainbows. What was good today? What was hard today? I mean, how did you overcome that hard thing? Maybe going away for a camp on the weekend or flying somewhere. There might be some devices while you're on the airplane. I mean, you're not going to have a D&M while you're sitting on the plane, but you'll get where you're going, and then you're going to be involved in activities. You're doing things together. You're really engaging in things. It's about intentional time, planned time, non-interrupted time. That, I think, is the answer to the question.
Okay, I've got a question on the back of your answer.
I'd like to say he hasn't actually answered the question.
No, because we're time poor.
We are talking
well, that's
about
the answer. We need time.
He's given us the philosophy of why the answer is going to be one way. Yeah. Single most effective activity, or what was the other caveat of the question?
Habit or activity.
Habit or activity.
Okay, so this is unfair. And what I'm going to say is going to feel... I want to be really clear that what I'm saying is not judgmental. I'm not judging any parent, because we all fall into the same traps. I don't think that we're really good with our time. Yep. We stare at the stupid television and watch meaningless TV programs. We stare at our phone because we feel like we have to answer that email tonight, even though it can very easily wait until tomorrow. If we left the phone in the car, it would be okay till tomorrow. The phone doesn't need to be stroked every night to make sure that it's okay. I would say that what we actually want to do is be really clear about what needs to happen and when. So, for example, if you want to have really nice mornings with your family, and let's face it, how often do we have a really nice morning before school with the kids? You know, kids, I hope you're going to have a great day, and let me help you. That's not what normally happens.
Because they always respond to everything that you say at that time of the morning. Like if you say put their your shoes on, they do it within 5 seconds. It's amazing.
But have you noticed we're often saying that because we're in a hurry and we're saying, would you hurry up and get your shoes on? What do you mean you don't know where your shoes are? You wore them home yesterday, for goodness sakes.
Where could they be? Yeah.
And so we are actually sabotaging ourselves. I would say if you want to have a really nice morning, make sure that you get the night before right. Your preparation for tomorrow starts tonight, which means that in the morning when you wake the kids up 10 minutes earlier than normal with a big hug and a squeeze and I can't wait for today, it's going to be great, what are you looking forward to? Then you can work together to make things happen when you're not in a hurry, which gives everybody the illusion and the sense that there's more time.
Yeah.
The other thing that I would suggest is we can repeat to ourselves this sentence: I have all the time in the world.
Yeah.
Because somehow when we tell ourselves that, it just levels us, it balances us, and we're kind of like, you know what, even if I don't, it feels good to say it and it feels good to feel it. When we slow down, we actually, Stephen Covey used to say, slow is fast and fast is slow. The more you try to rush things, the more problems you have and the slower it is. The slower and more methodical, the more intentional you are about things. The faster things seem to go, the smoother they are, the less friction there is.
Yeah, I think he's answered the question.
Yeah, I think the thing that came to mind when you were talking about intention and time together, this is the memory making stuff that we're talking about. What's going to be sitting in your children's memory when they look back on their childhood?
Yeah, and as they imagine what happened between 7 and 7:30 every weekday morning, what sort of memories will they have?
Yeah, what will their brain create as the norm?
Yeah.
Good, great topic to talk about today. Dr. Justin Coulson, thanks so much for your time.
Awesome.
You can find more information on all of Justin's books, programs and podcasts at happyfamilies.com.au. But if you'd like to find out how to have Justin come and speak at your school, organisation or event, go to justincoulson.com.